So I'm thinking that the first recording has to be shorter than the second recording because I'm trying to merge these two parts together. I just spent not too long ago 30 minutes, 33 minutes or something like that, speaking about the show that I did yesterday with my birthday twin Reggie, and talking a little bit about our history and things like that, and a little bit of YouTube garbage that I've been listening to with some of our favorite YouTubers, Charleston White and Hassan Campbell, Star, Tasha K. Oh yeah, I forgot that Charleston White went off on Whack 100, talking about how, he fucked up Clubhouse and how Clubhouse would be jumping, but, this 40-year-old something man on there all the time talking about who he gonna slap and all the, the beef that he got and things like that, instead of bringing people together, like these people that, like these YouTubers or however, they always talk about, bringing how they talk about niggas, blacks, the maroons, what am I calling us? Our people. They talk about our people, in a derogatory way, like tough love type, like all you niggas do is this and all you niggas do is that, and there's no unity and things like that. But like, you are not promoting anything, but division yourself, like people either love them or hate them. So like that's not a unification of anything. And they talk about each other, like each one of them stealing. Well, Hassan Campbell talk about Charleston White stealing his shine more than anything. And I'm the only one who's doing this, and I'm the only one doing that, and things like that. So that's that. And I spoke about this already, so I'm not gonna go back into it. But for intro, I'm just trying to give y'all, well, because if I merge these things together, the longest one is going to be last, is what I'm saying. So I'm making a shorter version of my intro. By the way, my name is Rich Matrix. I will be your host for the duration. Welcome to TNC. As when we are GP, welcome to Oblivion. With that out of the way, right, that's my intro. And as long as this is shorter than the 13 minutes that me and Reggie did, then this probably will go first. So it will be, this first, then me and Reggie talking, and then me talking about the show that was supposed to go first will go last. I'm thinking that it's because it's longer than the show that I wanted to put first. It's going in that order of length, instead of what I press. It says, it gives you the choices, and then I pick one. I pick the first one, then I pick the second one, and when it goes to merge, it merges by length, I think. So I'm going to put this first because this should be the shortest one, and then you guys have to listen to me and him talk, and then I come back on and talk a little bit more, which was supposed to be the beginning of the conversation. Are y'all getting this? So anyway, that's all I have to say. This is the intro to the show, and what you're going to hear is just the rest of everything. So listen up and like, right, SNL. I came up with that, SNL, right? Like, what is it? Subscribe, notify, and like my shit. You can find me on YouTube. My name is, you can find me on YouTube. I think it's a kind of smart. I gotta put the podcast label back on there. But it's a kind of smart. My IG is Rich Matrix with 2 X's, RICH MATRIXX. And my Facebook is Richard Clemens. I have a lot of stuff, like, I post a lot of Karen Hunter's stuff from In Class with Carr, her and Dr. Carr from Howard University. Every Saturday, they do like 2 hours or about that, teaching us things that we should know. I think he's a professor, a teacher at Howard, but I think he teaches like African studies, African AP or something like that. I learn a lot from them every Saturday, and I repost a lot of it onto my Facebook. I have other channels on Facebook. It's like I don't know what it's called. I think one of them is called TNC Preach, and I have a store. I have a store, my Shopify store. The stuff that I post on my Shopify store comes up on my Facebook page also. So anyway, if you're looking for me, my dog, my guy, my nosy people, that's where you can find me. My TikTok is Rich Matrix also. I haven't done a TikTok in about 3 months. But I have some ideas and things like that I want to put out there with the TikTok, since it's it's a short platform, for short content. So get in, get out, with that. So I will be possibly doing more of those in the future. And it's funny, like with TikTok, I've gotten some, my most views on there, like, because Facebook, I don't have that many. Instagram, I don't have that many. But with the TikTok, you get 2,300 people look at your stuff, or 1,000 something people look at your stuff. Is bigger numbers than the 10 or 20 that who look at you on Facebook or Instagram. So that's interesting. I think that's why it's so addictive to people, because you get a lot more views from people with the shorter content. So I may be getting into that more in the future, possibly, people. So all that's I have to say. Let me let this go before I go too long, and this ends up being put in the back also. This should be the first clip y'all listen to. So peace. Hello, good people. My name is Rich Matrix. I will be your host for today. I went visiting yesterday to a friend of mine, Reggie, born October 8th. Let me see. October 8th, 1960. He's 12 years exactly older than me, because we share the same birthday. This my friend. This my dude. Been friends with him and his family for a long time because of the Rays. My mother's, like, how time repeats itself. So my mother is a gambler, and she gambled with this family called the Rays. She grew up with the kids. Well, with Terry, they're about the same age. But I grew up over there also, from about at least 5 or 6, because I remember I was 5 when Javon was born, which is Terry's son. So I remember he was born on the west side, I think, or Marymount. It's either the west side or Marymount. I think it's the west side, but I'm 5 years older than him. So, I remember that. So been over there, before that. And so, she got me with this family, and then later on in the years, she talked bad about them because, drinking and stuff like that with their kids, and she was in there, she was there too. But she see the error of her ways later on, however it goes. But she blamed, you know how we blame other people for things. So that's that. So my rays were the Essex, and I used to go over there after drinking or whatever, lose my money. I don't know how much my mother was losing back then, but I guess it's equivalent to, because she had bills, she had shit to do. We probably got kicked out. She done lost the rent money, and we got to move because of that. She probably had to do other things, right? Because she needed money. So that's that. But mine, I used to lose money over there. I got a great story about how I won everybody money, one of those great epic stories, couldn't lose and won everybody money and things like that. But that's only one out of, the 100 times that I lost, right? They still gamble to this day, and they gamble against each other. And now they done had kids and things like that, and their kids gamble, the same way. It's just an ongoing circle. But anyway, me and Reggie share the same birthday. And, for a few minutes, not a whole lot of time, maybe 15, 20 minutes, we did a show. So I'm going to merge this clip with that clip, and then I'm going to give y'all the show. I say merge, right? Try to merge it, because it's like if you don't do it right the first time, it tries to play the second clip first, and I can't, for some reason, I haven't figured out how to make it correct, where on purpose, where you play, you play what you want to play, and then, you merge it with the second one, and they go in order. So I'm going to work on that until I get it right. So you guys, this will be the first part of the show. And, when I talk to him, will be the second part. Do I have something to say? Like, let me see. Be watching, right? It's all about what you watch on TV. And I got people putting these, be watching this garbage, be having these garbage thoughts in my mind. Because when, that Jay Prince and Hassan Campbell and Charleston White, I guess WAC 100 jumped in for a second, but he jumped back out. But, they just, Hassan Campbell think that Charleston White's still in his plot points and his style, so to speak. But I remember, they've been around about the same time, basically. It's just that Hassan Campbell was, on YouTube first, or doing YouTube things, while Charleston White, I found him on Facebook, and then, I guess he probably went to Instagram. He had his own channel, but that got shut down, But they just be going at it, not going. They both like, they both jumped on Jay Prince ass. Like, don't believe that song. Gangsters don't live that long. It's like Jay Prince, and like I used to look up to him, or he was a figurehead. He did a lot of stuff with Larry Hoover, and which is the folks and stuff like that, or GD as they say nowadays. But he had gave him a platform, and I remember Larry Hoover saying, I'm trying to tell these young boys, put down them guns, and go to the polls, and like that was, he did a lot. He spoke a lot on the Resurrection, which is like one of the top 5 CDs of all times. That's when Willie D came back to the Ghetto Boys. He got some classic lines, and he got some classics. You cried when your grandma died, and that was real, but you ain't gotta cry no more. You're gonna see it. The newcomers get dealt with, cause you can't get paid if you ain't caught in my clique, nigga. I'm busting anything in my way of me seeing the motherfucking first light of the day. I love that whole CD. I was in jail, so it, like music hits different, or you had to listen to it. Now, who is this calling right now? Sorry about that, people. But I love that CD. That is, up there with Top of the World, and the Resurrection. The only 2 I could think about right now, like, and the Chronic. There's like an ensemble CD. Have different people on there. They might be my top 3 right there. I have to think about who else belongs in the top 5 or something like that. But that when Jay Prince was he was like, he was enigmatic, like you just feel like an important person. And all this stuff nowadays, 2023, which is actually 5023, because I changed the timeline like Flash, put 3,000 years back on the map, people, because they erased our history, right? They erased our timeline. This is how I'm watching something right now. It says the Assyrians, empire of the Iron Age, but it's just some history stuff. It says the fall of civilization. The fall of civilization. 10 million views it has 1 year. It's been out 1 year now. But I just be watching stuff like that, like I said, because listening to, this garbage that be going on the internet. But they, it's like you can make these points, and make this stuff seem more important than it is. But like, because these 2 guys, they both got this against rappers, and they against game bangers and things like that. They both 2 sides of the same coin, actually. And I would be the nigga that flipped the coin. I'm different than all of them. I'm not on YouTube yet or anything like that. If I stop getting sick, I think I need to make some videos before I go back down the drain again. I'm feeling okay, people, enough to do shows, right? So I've got to be okay. I told y'all about my dude being in the hospital. Looked like he hooked up to an EKG machine and shit. Got the wires and shit hanging off of him. There ain't nothing. Like, what you got? Heart palpitations? It's just that Charleston White saying, like, when he said that, like, people that's really sick, they ain't on the damn internet, and they, they really going through something. You know, you ain't making videos, you know, stuff like that. So that just rang true with me. Hassan Campbell, you know, he says some real things sometimes also, but if like these are two examples of me trying to be better in how I talk and how my message comes across, because these niggas is crazy, and like the way, you know, what they say, and like they very disrespectful. So I would never be like that in the first place. I mean, you know, like I talk ignorant on purpose sometimes, but they go too far, you know, both of them. And you know, not like they talking about dead people mama, or they talking about dead people, talk about niggas mamas and shit like that. It's like, I wouldn't say nothing that I wouldn't have to say to a nigga face. You know what I mean? Like what I said to their face, you know, then I would speak on it however I want to speak on it if I would say it to their face. But a lot of this stuff, I don't think these people would say that to they, you know, to somebody's face, because it's fighting words. You know, it's like being called a bitch. You know, a man, you know, being called a bitch. Like, what you gonna do? You know, like last time, nigga called me a bitch. Fucking, what's his name? Damn, hoe ass. What's his name? This other dude that I know that I don't like, cause he owed me $60, but PJ knocked his ass out. What the hell is his name? Glenn? No, is it Glenn? Might be Glenn. Right, you know, and like I headbutted the nigga a little bit, but he wanted to talk shit, you know, and then, you know, I'm like, fight, nigga, then whatever, and he won't come off the porch, and I don't want, you know, like, you don't be wanting to disrespect people's houses and shit, you know what I'm saying, just swing on somebody right then and there, but that's what you have to do, because then they get away with it, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, nigga won't come off the porch, you know, you didn't call me out my name, nigga, let's go. And I was just having a conversation with another dude about that. It's like you can't speak, you speak things into fruition, because I didn't want to see PJ. I'm like, I'm cool on him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna even worry about the money no more. I just don't want to see the nigga, you know what I'm saying? He pull up, you know what I'm saying? I tell his ass to get out the fucking car. And this is like last year, people. Like, you know, I was like 50% last year. I'm like at 30% now. You know, but, you know, I'm not the toughest I can be, not the most in shape. But it's like, you know, like when people call you out your name, or people owe you fucking money, you know, something got to be done about that, you know, and that was that. But his ass, you know, wouldn't come on the damn porch and called me out my name. And we were just talking about, like I was saying, I was talking to somebody else that was right there. It's like, you know, when a nigga call you a bitch, them fighting words, however it goes, you know. And it's like, yeah, this nigga get the call, and he only did the shit because we was arguing, and then I had calmed down and said let it go. But he one of them loud people, you know, like want to keep on talking, and then like you know, since I'm cooling off, that's his permission to go further. Like, no, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, you about to really get fucked up. You know what I mean? Why would you keep talking? But that's neither here nor there, people. Where was I? So anyway, Charleston White and them, right? And you know, Charleston White, you know, he done went off on Jay Prince, talking about he ain't no mob, and this and this and that, and he gonna be in Houston on the 18th. He said the 17th first, then he said the 18th. You know, I don't know if he showed the paper or however. It seemed like he might have been showing the paper, cause I don't follow him on IG, and like what happens is a lot of people repost his IG stuff onto YouTube because he don't have a YouTube page no more. So it's a way for them to get free money off of him, off of his name and things like that, and off of his name, because you just put it in the title. Cause I seen Gravity Takeout. I ain't heard from this nigga in 6 months. You know what I mean? And he had got into it with Charleston White, and Charleston White checked his ass, and he stopped making videos on him. But now it seems like, when he do make videos, it's reposting Charleston White shit, and he got like 50,000 views on this last clip. Like, that's probably one of the most he ever got in his, most he ever got in his life. Because usually, it'd be like in the lower thousands, like 1,500, 2,000 at the most. Like, he don't, he's not, I'm sure the accumulation, is part of it, and the watch time and things like that. It's a lot that goes into, how you get money off the YouTube and things like that. But he hadn't posted in a long time, and he just popped back up because of Charleston White been going off on the Prince family, so he been reposting their stuff. He was saying a lot of stuff about the Princess, and he in Fort Worth and they in Houston. I mean, I'm sure that's two different cities, and Texas is big and things like that. But I would like to know, he just swear he got ties with the police. That's his mob, that's his gang. Charleston White, like, yeah, I'm down with the police, and my FBI friends think you niggas funny and all this stuff. Like, I know he capping. I mean, it's like, he just swear that he be doing a lot of stuff for the youth, and he been in these, he been doing this stuff for 10 years, and he really, do youth programs and things like that. So kudos to him, if that's true. Because I feel bad sometimes that I don't do more, got these ideas and I don't, right, you have to put them into fruition, or you have to, make them active, and always thinking about, like what to do, and then you don't, you keep thinking about it and you don't do nothing, so, I get a little bit of motivation, thinking that other people are doing things, and if they can do it, then I could do it also. As far as Hassan Campbell, he I don't know what to say about him. I call him. I mean, I think he's very brave, and like, it's like, even if you've been fucked in your ass, like, you could still be, some type of man. He has said a lot of things, a lot of personal things, and like, I have gone down that path also, talking, a lot of self-deprecating, things, talking about yourself, more than you talking about the subject matter or however it is. And I do say that he's done he has done that. He's very, brave and forthcoming, with his life, so you have to give props to that. He go off though, he go off too, and he like DJ Academics. He get that liquor in him and he get to talking crazy. I don't know, like, you only see Charleston White smoking, and I don't know if he be drunk or not, because I know liquor takes a big part in all these people, bravery when it comes to, just grabbing a phone and looking into it with nobody else around and talking shit like the whole world is listening to you. And then it's like, Hassan Campbell be like, I got 10,000 people in the building, so like that is a big audience, and like, he get the views, like when Charleston White go on other people's platforms, it's like 50,000, 60,000 views and things like that. If he had his own platform, I'm sure he would be rivaling Hassan Campbell. But Hassan Campbell get like over 100,000 views, at least between 70 and 100,000 views or more every time he, every time he posts something. I think he do lives or something like that, so that makes a difference, you know. I don't, and then people get to send in money to him and things like that. And you know, when people are doing it live, when they're doing it live, you know, I think the numbers of your viewers, you know, are counted more, or you know, like the people are watching it right then. So it's not like a video that you put up and, you know, people have to find it on their own. So, you know, you get all at one whop. You know, the bulk of your viewership that your video is going to do, you get it right then and there. And, you know, he be doing numbers. And part of it is because, you know, it's like, half the people like him and half the people hate him. It's like it's the Donald Trump thing. Like, it doesn't matter if, like they say, all publicity is good publicity. You know, if you look at it that way, then you know, you can't lose, because I guess, you know, both sides are paying you at the same time. So that's that. But I just, right, maybe speaking on them, you know, I can get them out of my head. They written space in my head, because they be saying things that I want to jump in and speak on, you know, sometimes, and just talk about how I don't like the way they do shit, you know. Like, I don't think I'll be a good YouTuber, because I'll be talking about, you know, other people more than I'll be talking about the subject, you know. I see the Tasha K then changed her whole format, you know, like she got her website up and things like that, and like, you know, she do a clean show on YouTube, and then, you know, I guess she get down and dirty on her website, you know, which I'm not subscribed to. Think you know, so you have to pay money or whatever for it. But, you know, shout out to her, or kudos to her for adapting and adjusting. And let me see, my last YouTuber I'll talk about is Star. His ass, he's current events, so he talk about, you know, current things, but it's mostly just he promotes and encourages shit talking, you know, and talking about people, and he's a double-edged sword, you know. I mean, he talk a lot of shit, but then he be trying to stop his guests from talking things, saying certain things. Like, nigga, you do the same thing, you know, or you do the same thing you telling them not to do, you know. Or I don't want to speculate, or I don't want to lead you, you know. Don't let Star, you know, tell you what to say, however. But then as soon as you get to disagreeing with him, he cut you off and move on to another person. You know what I mean? He quick to cut a nigga off. You know, I wouldn't be sending this man no money and caught into his show. And I had actually tried to do it one time, but I guess I ain't do it right, and I'm glad I didn't. You know, I'm glad I didn't. But, you know, he just be cutting people off and you know, steering the conversation his way, but saying that it's an objective, he's an objective hater, you know. It's like objective perspective, you know, and it's like not really, you know, like he really, you know, he too, like that nigga almost 60, you know, 57, 58, you know, and be, you know, he dressed like he 30, got his, you know, always wearing Tommy Hilfiger. I guess he got a deal because he got nothing but Tommy shit, you know, and that shit look good though, you know. I got me a Tommy coat, you know, cause from Burlington, yes, you know, instead of $150, you know, I think I paid like $40 for it. Tommy Hilfiger still make good clothes, so we just, you know, jumped off the bandwagon of it. But like they was, you know, they still good quality clothes. But that's all I have to say about these people. And what else? I don't know. I wrote some notes down yesterday I was supposed to do a show yesterday, but I came like I after I got out the hospital. I don't know, be feeling some type of way, and then I went over his house, and to go over his house, you know what I mean. I've always brought tidings, which is a beer or some wine for him, and maybe a twisted tea for Maine, and and something maybe for Peaches also. Like they it's like they live together, family. They always, and it's a tight family. I mean, like they always. That's another reason that I always, go around them or been around them after all these years, because they used to they had the hangout house, in our hood, where everybody from the hood comes together. You can always go over there. The door is always open to mostly everybody, and it was a safe place. And people got to you get to see people that might come around once in a while, or people drive by. It was a real neighborhood house. But now, it's just him and his sisters, his brother and his two sisters, So, now their family come over there, but they live across town. So, people still pop up over there once in a while, but not how they used to, on Edgewood. But it was the family atmosphere that drew me also, being around people's family. Never had a family of my own, so I was always drawn to other people's family and stuff like that. And you are mostly still, you are not family, in most cases and things like that. So, you are at the end of the day still an outcast, or not as you're not as close as you think, nigga. But that was another reason, why I went over there. The gambling was just another way just to be around people, not to be alone. That's all. It's funny how, right, I end my life alone, started alone, I'm ending my life alone. Should have been more content, or thinking of a master plan, by myself, instead of always trying to get an army together to envision my dream, or to bring my dream to life. I always wanted an army, and then I wanted a family. None of that shit worked out, because probably because of my drinking, because I'm a rational person except for when I'm drinking, or things like that. So I'm not the same. I'm not the same type of person drinking than when I am, because I'm very reserved. Probably more on the quiet side. Except for people I know. But not quiet, but you could see in between the lines. When you're not drinking, and not being the life or the ass of the party. It's like when other people are whispering in the corner. If I wasn't drinking, I can hear them in the corner. I would put more credence into that facial expression, or that jab, that people say, that smart aleck shit or sarcastic shit that people say, when they trying to be funny, and you let it go, instead of addressing it, and calling people out on things like that. I'm more like that when I'm sober, if I'm, been drinking or something like that, it's confrontational. So I'm not that much different, but instead of logically breaking it down and making sense, where you look like the fool instead of me. It's like, I don't give a fuck if, the people from a distance can't tell who is who. I'm going to cuss your ass out right now. We both can look like assholes or however it goes, But you're going to get this work, So that's all I have to say for now, people. Check out me and Reggie talking. And he's a natural. Like, he could talk, he talked like the microphone's not there, which is, what it's all about. You just being yourself and talking. Because one thing about the people that I know, like, it's always a conversation, and people know me for knowing things or however it goes. So, like, we have a conversation, and they can have a conversation with me. It's like some people you can't talk to. I'm always a person that can be talked to for the most part. So until next time, I'm gonna sign off right here and come back on with my guest, Reggie, born October 8th, same as me. We are birthday twins, and that would be that. As one, we are GP. Tupac was a prophet. Richard Pryor was a prophet. Peace.
You know what I'm saying? But I seen the beginning, and then I seen it all the way up until the Beyonce. What's that? Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She pregnant again.
Yeah. And look, they hid that from everybody all the way. And then I was like, saying, she pregnant.
Right. I mean, like, I was like, I ain't know if she was pregnant or not, but like, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, she looking kind of thick, you know what I mean?
Look,
like,
she
poking out a little bit. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't,
hey, look.
Like, she looked pregnant, like, but I didn't,
she didn't want to mess up that money, man. They gave her too much money for that.
But like, no, she told them about it, and like, they thought that shit is genius. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't. I don't believe that.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
No.
Come on, man. Like, if she like 3-4 months pregnant, man. She ain't look like.
Yeah, that stomach is out there, man.
Right.
So maybe they knew, maybe they didn't know. I don't know. But, to tell you the truth, I seen that part of the,
right.
It wasn't, the game took over. Man, was way better than her show. To me. That's my opinion.
The game was good as fuck. I mean, because it's like, it just ran out of time. You know what I mean?
And if you notice,
they went tit for tat all night long. Look, it was like, that was incredible. I mean, man, that shit was raw.
But look,
that nigga scored 3 touchdowns.
But if you see what happened with Cincinnati and goddamn Kansas City, a penalty at the end of the game, and they got in field goal range. That's what happened to goddamn Philadelphia. The same scenario.
Right.
That's what happened.
It's that coin toss too. I like that coin toss because he like give him the ball first, and nigga went right down and scored.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they went tit for tat. Like, like that shit was like, that was nobody made no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, he made one mistake and he fumbled the ball and they got a touchdown. You know?
Yeah.
But,
but look, it was a beautiful
They went for 2. When he went for 2 and got it, they tied the game up, man. It was like, and it was like only like 2-3 minutes left, nigga, and they went down there. And then this nigga, after hurting his ankle, you know what I mean, ran for like 25 yards, to get him in field goal range. That shit was, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get no better than that. And the kicker didn't fuck up.
Yeah, and that's one thing. That's another thing, too. He didn't fuck up.
Right.
But like I said, it was a beautiful game.
Out of time, though. Yeah.
It was a beautiful game, man. I didn't see it. I didn't see. What I seen was the first half, and the rest I seen on TV on the news. You know, I seen the Rihanna show. She was pregnant to tell the world
Right.
that she hot in the manufacturer.
Yeah.
She said, I ain't walking around here looking like this for nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Her fine ass. You know what I'm saying? If you with me, say, oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, that motherfucking game was, I heard, you know, was good, you know. Rihanna was alright, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, she ain't, like, really throw down if they'd have had my nigga there, like MC Hammer. You know?
MC Hammer.
Yeah, that's my nigga.
Yeah. Right, she ain't had no features. She just did all herself. And I think the whole point was to show. I mean, the whole point was for her to, you know, reveal that she was pregnant. You know what I mean? And that's the whole gimmick to the whole thing.
That I believe that too. Reveal to the world, I'm having another
people talking
baby.
About she a witch and all this other shit. Like these niggas be.
Niggas jump straight on. She just had a baby. Her other baby can't be one yet.
Yeah, they say like
her baby can't even be one yet, and then
like
she
9 months. They say like 9 months.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And she pregnant already, and she got her stomach is already out there.
Right.
So
she about 3-4 months.
She jumped right into another motherfucking baby.
It's probably
right into another motherfucking
They're probably playing that shit. It's probably gonna be a girl. You know, they got that money like that. They want a girl this time.
Okay, that's
I'm just saying, like, telling you, like, you know, because, like, they both from Barbados, like, originally. I mean, like, his family come from, you know what I'm saying? They got them foreheads. But, like, you know, but, like, they was, you know, they was destined to, you know, they probably feel like it's a love story, you know what I mean? For them two to be together.
Yeah. Chris Brown, like, God damn, girl.
Right.
But I seen the little thing.
That shit, he and that, like, I mean, he recovered. And, like, that nigga, you know, but however I don't know if that situation changed him, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have kept being, but, like, I don't know. If you tough on hoes, you tough on hoes, you know what I mean? So, that shit ain't gonna change.
Yeah, that ain't gonna.
I mean, like, you know.
But, like, you know, some people like a thug life nigga, you know, and that's a true story. They, like, man.
God is a girl, and niggas got a God complex.
Man. A woman is a woman and a man is a man. Motherfucker, stay in your place. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you don't like niggas, then you still a woman. Period. Yeah. Stay in your place as a woman.
No, it don't go like that, though.
Shit.
That's the whole point. That's what niggas fucked up at, though. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? We treat them like, we treat them like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, tough-ass little niggas. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you might fuck with them. They, like, you know, you don't know if they're going to fuck you up. Men respect men at any size, what I'm trying to say. And, like, we don't get that same energy to women. Like, they still, like, they're a person. You know, up until puberty, you know what I'm saying? They got the same, they just like us. You know what I mean? Nigga, we go two different ways, you know what I mean? And some of them hoes, like most of them hoes remember that shit. They used to whoop niggas' ass and shit like that, you know what I mean? Up until puberty, you know? And so, like, nigga, and then we think that we better than them or stay and we play all that shit like that, man. Like, that's not how it is. And then you get that shit from a God complex because somebody told you motherfuckers that you came first. You know what I'm saying? God did this, all that bullshit, nigga. We all start off as female. You know what I'm saying, nigga? We are evolution. Man is the next step after woman. So we supposed to bring music to the savage beast, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We not their motherfucking prisoner. We're their guard dog. You know what I'm saying? You the dog. You know what I'm saying? That's God. That's why that shit mean the same, you know what I'm saying? That's why that shit the same thing. It's like, we not around, like, nigga, we get the, you know what I'm saying, them hunkies, them castles wasn't for, you know what I'm saying, keeping people out. You know what I'm saying? That shit was for keeping them white hoes in. Them hoes been prisoner. You see how the world is now that they free. They ain't took them hoes 100 years after being able to vote to take over the world. Well, they got the right to vote in like 25 or some shit like that. In the 1920s, 1925, it ain't been 100 years. They ain't took over the world. Well, they on the rise.
They on the fucking rise for sure. Look at that.
70 tomorrow. Right, you know, like winter ain't like it used to be, right?
You better look at that.
Yeah, that's why.
Look at that behind
right.
the 50, 52, 55.
They go down to 29 and then they jump back up. You know, like, you know, these niggas be guessing though. Yeah, they only ones that act like, they only ones that got a job that act like shit ain't happening. Like, it's gonna be this, and that. Turn out it was none of that. It just go on like nothing happened.
Yeah, but
what was
I'm gonna tell you, ain't no woman gonna whoop my ass.
Right. I mean,
I don't care. I know. I've seen.
Right,
look,
but that doesn't
I've
make
seen
you.
dykes.
That doesn't make. But see, what that got to do with anything? That's the whole point. That has nothing to do with anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, see, the thing is, we sit down here and still. Let's say once we become men, you know what I'm saying, we sit down here and still play their games, nigga. We supposed to move. We supposed to keep moving on. That's how. You know what I'm saying? We come up with science and come up with all this other mystical shit that we, you know what I'm saying, we done made up over the years because it's the niggas, you know what I'm saying, they let that bitch, you know what I'm saying, let that bitch go physically, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know what I'm saying, stay with her, you know, and come around, you know, when you need it or however it is, like, right. but not to be her fucking slave, not to be her keeper, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, they don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Nigga, we got the mantras, nigga. Them songs ain't made for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's the shit that we all remember. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And we act like we better than them. And we not. They the motherfuckers, right? They the smartest ones. They the ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, they the ones had to deal with everything, man, more than us. You know what I'm saying? You know? And then the whole point to it is, you know what I'm saying? Then they get to get life, you know what I'm saying? And then act like, you know what I mean? You know, that's why the story ain't how you think it is, nigga. Because, you know what I'm saying? Who gives life, nigga, is the motherfucker in charge. You know what I'm saying?
The woman.
And then, exactly. You know what I mean? And so...
That's the one fucking charge, the woman. She the one gives life.
And that's the whole point. You know,
even if she don't give life, she's still in charge because she can give somebody else life.
Right.
Yes, man. That's a powerful thing.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And so
how can tell me this? How can man be the provider and the woman in charge?
Right.
Tell me that. How can the man? How can the man be the provider and the woman in charge?
Niggas think they, you know what I'm saying? The man builds the man, you know, a man's castle, like a man, you know, a man.
But the woman,
the castle
in
of
charge.
my home or whatever. The king of his own castle, or whatever, right? You know what I mean? So we carve this shit out. We carve these lives out because the whole thing, you know, we turn on each other though. You know what I'm saying? Because we was best friends. You know what I'm saying? Before the bitches became involved. You know what I'm saying? You know, you was around with your dudes. Like I used to hang with my dudes and shit.
In charge.
You know, you only had like one or two dudes that had a girlfriend, you know, all their life. But like most of us was, you know, hanging with each other. You know what I mean? Like, you know, fuck them hoes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, you know.
I've been living with a woman all my life.
Right. I haven't.
All my life. All my life, I lived with women. All my life. Damn near.
I mean, I don't know what you mean, like, you know, like I've been, you know, like I had long-term relationships. It's only been like 3 or 4, you know. Mm-hmm. But like, you know, you live with them. But other than that, nigga, I mean, that's a long. I don't do no.
And then every woman that I lived with,
15, 20
I took care of their kids too.
One thing I talk about, well, one thing I know is like I done fucked the same bras for 20, you know what I'm saying, 25 years and shit like that. But like living with, you know what I mean, a broad for that long, no, I haven't.
I live with, let's see. One with 1 child, 1 with 2 kids, 1 with 3 kids, 1 with 2 kids. Yeah.
My sister would say you a rest haven for hoes. She was so silly. That's what she called me. She said you a rest haven for hoes.
Yeah. I took care of look. Right now.
Uh-huh.
I took care of
a whole lot of stepkids, right?
This one girl, kids for like,
sound like my father.
6 years, right?
My father like that.
And then their kid's father, when it was income tax time, now me and her done already filed the kids, right? I done gave her, you know, the money that she get for, you know, let me file her kid.
Right.
Because we was living together. She wasn't working. I was working. So, file the kid. Then here come her goddamn kid's father gonna file the kids.
All right. Well,
this nigga ain't been around in 6 years. 6 years.
He came up with this idea this year, huh? Like.
So now, because the kids got his last name, they want me to prove.
You've been taking care of them.
Right. So I had to go up to the school, get their school records and everything and all that, right? Did all that. Right. And I had to go get copies of it made, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I had to send it to them. So, right, I did all that, right? Then they still want more shit. I'm like, what more do you want?
Did you win, nigga?
No, I lost.
Oh, wow.
Look.
How much was it?
I owe the IRS right now.
What, you got the money and give it back?
No. We already done split the money, me and her.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
How can I give it back?
You left that out.
Shit. Look, so now I owe them about like $12,000, man.
Oh, wow.
Man. Back then, it wasn't nothing but
$7,000. Go out like Wesley Snipes.
It wasn't nothing but like $7,000 then.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's up to 12,000.
You gotta call one of them places that they got.
And you want to hear something crazy?
What?
You want to hear something crazy? I got all that information right now today. I got everything. They report cards, all the kids' report cards, everything. I still got all that shit. Everything that I sent to the IRS, I kept it. I still got it. I still got it. So when they come with me, I'm going to say, look, I sent all this stuff in.
Right.
I saved this stuff.
Right.
Because I knew this day might come again.
Right.
When y'all come at me again, I saved all this stuff. And then, like, you know, Richard, I ain't throw away nothing. I got every piece of paperwork that I did, you know what I'm saying, when I was taking care of them kids. Yeah. All of it. I still got it. Yeah, and that's like...
You gotta get a lawyer.
I mean, you know how many years that is?
You gotta get a lawyer.
Hello?
Rich?
Yeah.
You at home or you gone in the car?
Main gone.
Oh, open the door.
Somebody, Nita down there.
Oh, Nita home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I keep my shit. I don't throw away shit. Motherfuckers trying to play me. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get a lawyer.
Look. And then look. Cause look. This motherfucker ain't been in their life for 6 years. I've been taking care for them for 6 fucking years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to take care of, I don't know if you remember Shine. She used to work in the store right across the street from 154th, 153rd, what's that, right here, you know.
Mr. V's?
Mr. V, yeah. She used to work in Mr. V's. And I used to take care of her kids. Mm-hmm. Look, she'd call me, say, come on up here. Get what you want. I used to get 2 12-packs of beer, 12-pack for her, 12-pack for me, lunch meat for her kids, potato chips and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. They had a camera, right? All I had to do was give her something, right? Right. And sometimes I give her $5, and then she give me $2 back and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I leave her. Look.
You was her mule, nigga.
No, me and her was kicking it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was doing it for her kids too. I wasn't a mule. But we was doing that, man, shit. I used to get wine, beer, every motherfucking thing.
I'm sure she got welfare, too. For 3, how many you got, about 3 kids?
Huh?
How many kids you have?
2.
2?
This one that had 2. They my god kids, too.
Oh, you kept moving up, huh?
Yeah.
Your ass getting old. The older you got, you know what I'm saying? More kids came with the package.
Shit. And you know who else used to be my kids?
Who?
White boy, Bill, and Gus. What's his name? Guy. Them used to be them used to be my stepkids too.
Oh yeah.
I used to go with their stepmom. Look, man.
She was kind of nice. I remember her. Cause God was my dude. I used to go over their house. You know what I mean?
I ain't talking about their mama. I'm talking about they stepmama.
After they moved?
They stepmama. That's who I went with.
I mean,
Renee.
She ain't lived on 151st with him?
She lived on Christine.
Oh.
But she ran down. She ran because, God, look, I come over there, look. I said, I want some pussy, right? She said, okay. She made they mother, white boy Bill, and guy go in the basement until we finish fucking.
You stupid.
True story. True story. That's a true story. And then when we finished fucking, she called him to come up. Yeah. That's why me and Bill was so cool.
Rest in peace, Bill, man. Cause, right. That nigga, we done got into it a couple of times.
And let me see, somebody else too. Who else killed after that? I didn't really take care of him, but I helped out my baby mama. She had 2 kids too. You know what I'm saying? But
so with yours it make 3?
Huh?
With yours it make 3?
No, shit, but I ain't really take care of her that much. But it was just like, you know.
Whenever you did, you had to go for all 3.
Because all her brothers was always around, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Her brothers was always around.
How many brothers she had?
5 of them.
Yeah, she a tough bitch. Now, why we always attracted to the tough ones and shit?
She had 2 brothers that stayed there all the goddamn time. Especially when she get her food stamps. One of her brothers come over there to try to eat the whole refrigerator out. Eat the whole fucking refrigerator out, man. And these motherfuckers was making $500 a week. They was making $500 a week.
Wow.
And then you know what they was giving her? Fucking $20, $30. Making $500 a week. And they'll give her $20 and $30. And then first when she get her food stamp, come in there and try to eat everything in the motherfucking refrigerator. I mean, that shit used to burn me up. And then, so, they got to the point where, well, how much is he giving you?
Right.
They talking about me.
Right.
I ain't giving you shit. You got all these motherfuckers up in this motherfucker eating all your shit up and all this shit, worrying about me. And then I ain't even eat shit. I ain't eating. I have ate, but I ain't eat nothing, man. I ain't eating nothing. I didn't eat nothing. I didn't eat nothing because I always went home to eat. I always went home to eat. Or I ate before I even got to their house. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, that big family shit, man. People think they're just entitled to do whatever.
My nephew said he's going to buy a house for us. See, we already in a family house.
Like the Arkansas person.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about like a family living here. Me and Maine upstairs, they live downstairs.
Right.
Jermaine want to buy another house to have a family, another family house. You know what I'm saying? Where all the family, you know, be good and safe and shit.
Right.
He want to buy apartment building, though. A 4-suite.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've been looking at. You ever look at that? Go to that. No, you probably don't. That State Store right down the street. On 55th, right there. State Store. It's an apartment building right across the street, man. That motherfucker be nice, man. I sure wish but I think somebody got it because I see it be cars parked in the back, so it's like a little apartment building in the back of the building. You know what I'm saying? But that motherfucker's a 4-suiter. I said, ooh, I wish I can get that. Put a motherfucking pool table right there in the front. Pool table, where everybody can come in, shoot pool, you know. But money talk, man. That's the bottom line. Dreams are dreams. And money talk. You got no money. Ain't no talk. Man, that dude look familiar as fuck.
And what was the argument over?